There's a reason Will Byers and Vecna feel cosmically linked even before we had Henry's backstory or the reveal that the Mind Flayer was puppeted by him. Their connection isn't just supernatural, it's psychological. Stranger Things doesn't treat possession as a monster problem. It treats possession like a trauma imprint, like the idea that when something invades you emotionally, it never really leaves. And what makes Vecna terrifying is not that he hurts anyone, it's that he chooses who to hurt based on an emotional logic that he believes is righteous. Vecna represents a specific villain archetype, the quiet child who becomes morally radicalized, the child who sees something so dark and so hypocritical in the world that they decide they have the moral right to fix it.
Everyone is just waiting for it all to be over.
And Will becomes the proof of how that logic works, the doorway, the test subject, and the original data. Because in Stranger Things, pain isn't just a symptom, it's also an entry point. And Will Byers, in this case, was the first open door. Chapter 1. The possession isn't random, it's selective. Vecna's possession style isn't chaotic, it's curated. He doesn't go after the strongest, and he doesn't go after people who are emotionally grounded. He goes after the ones who are already crying inside. In Stranger Things, Vecna doesn't find victims, he finds vulnerabilities. And this matters because it reveals that his villainy isn't driven by chaos, it's driven by criteria. He looks for pain, he looks for guilt, he looks for emotional fractures he can crawl into, which is exactly why the connection between Vecna and Will stands out so much. Will wasn't just a random child who disappeared on his bike. Will was the first blueprint, the first proof that emotional pain is an entry point. Will's fear, his loneliness, and his inability to fully articulate his inner world made him the perfect vessel, not because he was weak, but because he was quiet. Vecna's power is psychological before it's supernatural, and that's what makes him one of the most terrifying villains in genre television. Chapter 2. Will as the emotional network slash neuromirror. What's even more disturbing is that Will doesn't just remember Vecna, Will feels him. Vecna touches Will in a way that isn't just physical, but neurological. There's a moment in season 3 when Vecna is possessing Billy, and Will instantly senses something's wrong before anyone physically sees it. His neck tingles, his breath changes, he alerts Mike.
Together, okay?
I feel him.
He's activated. Can you just trust me?
Not because of logic, but because of sensation. And that tells us this isn't a psychic connection, it's somatic. Their bodies share an emotional signal. Vecna doesn't possess minds, he syncs nervous systems. And once this happens once, the brain never forgets. Will essentially becomes a haunted antenna, a human receiver. Emotion turns into data, and fear becomes the frequency Vecna uses to dial back into him. Which means Will isn't just a survivor, he's a witness. He is living evidence that Vecna doesn't just invade bodies, he archives them. Chapter 3. Pain equals permission. Vecna's moral logic. What becomes clear across Vecna's victims is this: he doesn't choose randomly, he chooses pain. Chrissy's eating disorder, Max's grief, Barb's insecurity, all of them have something they're suffering alone in silence, and Vecna interprets that as justification. To him, these aren't murders, they're corrections. He sees himself as the one being willing to do the uncomfortable thing everyone else is too weak to do, end the suffering. Every victim strengthens him, like emotional fuel. The way Santa needs belief to fly, Vecna needs pain to function, which means, in his mind, he's not the villain. He's the one finally being honest about how broken the world actually is. Chapter 4: Identity Hijacking. Using loved ones as weapons. Vecna's most chilling power isn't telepathy, it's identity theft. He borrows the people you love and speaks through them. Season 4 shows this through Lucas, where Max hears Vecna's voice come out of Lucas's mouth.
Max, where are you going? Don't be scared.
Stay away from me.
Max, thought you said you were ready.
He uses Lucas's tone, his body language, and his familiarity to destroy Max psychologically from the inside. That moment proves something. Vecna doesn't just attack bodies, he attacks certainty. He destabilizes reality, and he makes you question your own relationships. Because when someone you love suddenly becomes the mouthpiece of the monster, that is a specific type of emotional violence. Chapter 5: Music as Humanity and Color Theory of Henry's Childhood. And the detail that breaks the spell, the thing that interrupts Vecna, is music. It's almost poetic that the one thing Vecna can't override is emotional resonance. Because music is human, music is warmth, music is belonging. Henry never had that. His childhood is shot in desaturated tones. His parents and sister wear color. He wears grayscale. He is visually framed as the child outside the emotional spectrum. No joy, no softness, no color. So it makes sense thematically that a song, something vibrant and emotionally alive, becomes the feather that snaps his victims back into themselves. Music is the one thing Henry could not contaminate. Chapter 6: Spiders, Order, and Why Vecna Thinks He's Right. Henry's fascination with Black Widows is not a random character quirk, it's a worldview. He loves spiders because they immobilize the weak to bring balance to chaos. That is his religion. That is his thesis. He's not killing for pleasure, he's enforcing structure. He believes he's doing what evolution demands. So when he becomes Vecna, he becomes the architect of a controlled hierarchy. One where pain is the tax you pay for weakness, and where fear is the currency he uses to maintain order. Vecna isn't evil in his mind. He is the correction the universe refused to make.
I saw so many things. I saw a means to realize my potential, to transcend my human form.
At the end of the day, Will wasn't just the first victim, he was the first proof of concept. He's the one character who truly understands what it means to be chosen because of the pain you never said out loud. Vecna doesn't pick Will at random. He picked him because Will was quiet, observant, and sensitive, and alone in ways nobody around him even fully noticed. That's why their connection still matters, because Vecna didn't just invade Will's mind. He left a belief behind. The belief that pain makes you vulnerable, and that pain makes you visible. So going into the final season, the real tension isn't, will Vecna return? We already know the Upside Down doesn't let go. The question is whether Will can rewrite the meaning of what happened to him, or whether Vecna still gets to define it.